job assignment problem, okay, using greedy. So first thing what you need to understand is what is a greedy technique. Okay, so what is a greedy technique? First, a greedy technique is one which says that in short amount of investment of time you have to earn more. That is what is said to be a greedy. So in some of the cases we have an example or an application called as, it's not job assignment, it's job sequence. Okay, job sequencing of a schedule. Okay, so scheduling the job sequence is the importance of this example using a greedy technique. So just to tell you people very in a simple way how exactly the method works generically using a greedy method. Okay, so first what are the inputs of this algorithm? So the inputs will be the set of jobs given with a set of profits by completing each job, that will be given. Okay, and along with that there will be one important term called as deadlines. So it is a method called as job sequence with deadlines actually. Okay, so once these are given for you, what has to be done in the method using a greedy method? So first generically I have written it actually. So what has to be done by us initially? So initially we have to sort the jobs in decreasing order of the profit. It means I need to complete the job which is going to give us the better or the highest profit. For that reason we sort it. And second step is until all the jobs are being checked for completion or inclusion in the sequence, I do repeat this. What I'm going to do is I'm going to see that the deadline what is given for each job, will it be completed or can it have some waiting time within the schedule of time given for you to complete the job. If that is the case, then I'm going to check all those cases. I hope you can see this. Check for the deadline slot whether available for implementation. Otherwise, it means if it is not available, check for previous slots if it is vacant. So say for example, if 3 jobs are there, if already job 1 has occupied the second or third slot, so if the next job is to be is having a deadline of 2, then at that moment second is not available. So for that reason we should check for previous but not the next job. That is what I'm saying. Check for previous slot if for vacant. If not available, then do not include in the implementation sequence. Okay, and once you repeat all these jobs, I do come for my third final conclusion step where I'm going to say that finally only the implementable jobs are being included in the sequence, and I'm going to sum their profit. This is what a greedy method is looking for, finding the profit. Then I'm going to stop it. The main thing what we need to assume is each job gets executed in 1 unit of time. Okay, you can say time, it can be in seconds, minutes, hours, whatever it can be. Well, I'll say that 1 unit of time. That's my assumption, is a slot for each sequence. Okay, and the another thing is that what is the deadline for a job? It means that what is the maximum time? The highest deadline given for among all the jobs will be the maximum deadline. These are the two assumptions I'm going to do actually. Okay, so to understand this more, let's consider an example. Okay, so where I'm going to have jobs and I'll say that it's profit and I can say it's a deadline. Okay, so jobs are J1, J2, J3 and J4 and I'll say J5. Okay, I'll say 10, 5, 15, 18 and I'll say 20. Okay, and deadlines I'll say that 2, 2, 1, 3 and it's 2. So it means that these will be something I can say as a waiting time period. So for 2 units or 2 hours of time, it's waiting part. Okay, and these are the profits by completing each particular job, what profit I'm going to get it. Okay, now according to my note of previous generalized statements, I need to consider the total maximum time sequence. Now among this given deadlines, the 3 becomes the maximum deadline. Okay, So it means that slots can be given up to 3 units. That is the first point. And another thing is that, as we assumed in the note of the previous generalized statements, each particular job completion will take 1 unit of time. It can be hours, it can be in minutes, or it can be a day. Anything it can be. Okay. So according to that, so I will divide the slot as each 1 unit. Okay. Then 0 to 1, 0 to 2, and lastly it's the third slot. Okay. So these I have divided the slots of units of 1 unit as distribution, and maximum will be 3. Now according to the algorithm, what we should do first? Sort them first. Okay. Now which will come first after sorting? So after sorting, I will have first as my J5, then we'll have J4. So I think I'll, instead of this, as I think I already written it in increasing order already, so I'll make this as 15 better, so that you'll get some ideas, or to not to have any particular contradiction in this. I'll make this as 5. Okay. Next highest will be my J2, then will be my J1, and lastly will be my J3 job. And respective weight profits are 20, 18, 15, 10, and 5. I'll write along with that deadlines also. So J5 it is 2, J4 is 3, and J2 is 2, J1 is also 2, and lastly it's my J3 is 1. Okay. Now after this, so first I'll consider my job with the highest profit always. Now it takes how many units of time? 2, or it can wait up to 2. So I'll say that 0 to 1 will be the first slot, 1 to 2 will be the second slot. So I can say I can have J5 at between 1 and 2. So what is its profit is 20. Next is J4. What is its unit of time? 3. So it means that 0 to 1 is first slot, 1 to 2 is second slot, third. So it is free. Nobody is being allocated with work. So J4, its profit is 18. And how about J2? It says that it is going to have second slot, but the second slot is filled by J5. So according to the algorithm, if the slot is already full, we need to check the previous. Is it available? Yes. So it means that I'll take my J2 job here. Okay. So its profit is 15. Now you can see that the slots are full, but still you can check for 2, 2 is full, and the 1 is already full. So I will be discarding the jobs 1 and 3. So now what's the total is? It's 15 plus 20 plus 18, that is 38 plus 15 is 53 is the total profit. This is my analysis. Okay. How to do it actually in implementation? So first is I can say job considered, right? Then sequence, then its profit. I'll take 3 parts. Fine. So first initially nothing is being used, so initially I'll take this as a 0. Okay. Then comes the job number what? So you can start it with J5, J4, anything. It can be any sequence, because you can see that one case. Well, what it means to say is J5 is also having 2 and J2 is also having 2. So it can be the case like you can exchange J5 and J2. So it can start with a J5 or it can start with a J2. It's left on to you. It is. Okay. So according to this, what I'll say is I'll take J5. So what is the sequence it starts with? It is sequence with 1 and 2 slot. Okay. What is its profit is 20. So first job is finished. The second job taken is J4. So what is its slot is 0 to 1. And how about this? It is 1 to 2. So it is how much? 18 plus 20. And how about the next job to be considered? It is J2. So J2, if I am taking, what the slot is? 0 comma 1 and 1 comma 2, and its slot is 2 comma 3. Okay. And then once again it will be 18 plus 20 plus 15. The next jobs are going to be considered as not going to be considered actually, but I had to perform the task. J1 means you can see that there is no, so it will be remaining as it is, and this means it is 53, so nothing is a change, so it will be discarded. Then it will be J3, so same sequence, so still the 53, so it will not be considered. Okay, so finally the 53 will be the profit. And one thing I want to tell you people, another thing is, if suppose I have got something this also as 2 and this has been given as 1 as a time deadline. Okay, now you can see 0, 1, 2 and the 3 slot. Now first I will fix J5, okay, and J4 I will fix. Now comes J2 with slot 1. So 1 is already occupied here, so it can't go to previous because no previous slots, so this is discarded. This is what has to be managed. So if examples are considering the cases where the current slot and previous slots are fixed and already completed with the sequence allocation, you have to discard the job which doesn't get any allocation. That is the importance of having the job scheduling with deadline. So this is one of the example, and if any examples are there, you can just come back to me, and if any doubts are there, you can also ask me about these things. Okay, fine, all the best.